Hey everybody, it's Eric McBride, Midwest Threat Assessment Centers, Muncie, Indiana. MTAC, as most people know us. Just sitting here in the office getting things prepared for the weekend. The Delaware County jail staff will be working in shifts doing defensive tactics out there in the shoot house. I'll show you them in a little bit. One of the things that we have tonight is a birthday party. So there'll be a bunch of kids in here utilizing the shoot house with their Nerf guns, and then they use the classroom for birthday cake and food or whatever. We have the awesome Joni Wells. She comes in here and runs that for us and does a great job. So, but the important thing is tomorrow is Armed Citizen Kids. So it's a basic handgun course where for one price, a parent and a child get to come in and take the class together. Obviously it's in our shoot house, so they're using UTM, a little bit less of a danger. Also what we find out is when they're using a gun that operates and functions like a real gun, however it's not as loud, they don't need ear protection, that the flinch response isn't near what it is when they first learn on a real handgun. So they're able to develop the fundamentals and work on those skills in a much calmer environment, if you will. Well, what we find out is then they don't have near that flinch response in the beginning, and so when they do finally go to a live handgun, those fundamentals are already in place, which obviously could be better. So we don't change the curriculum much. We have 3 different classes that are all pretty much the same material. However, they are catering to a different audience every time. And sometimes we have a comfort level by being with a certain audience. For example, we do a ladies only. And then we do obviously offer the Armed Citizen one that's open to anybody. And then the kids one, which is fun to learn and teach the children the fundamentals of handgun and firearm safety with a parent. It can be somewhat controversial for others. Why would you want to teach children about firearms, or more important, what age? And as long as they can hold a double stack pistol in their hands correctly and have the proper grip, then I say, let's go. It's time for them to learn. What we find out is that by telling your child, hey, don't touch a gun, that's bad, that doesn't do it. Children are curious by nature, and the only thing that satisfies that curiosity is experience. So if you want your child to be 100% safe with firearms, then teach them how to shoot. Then they know. But it's a good way for them to learn. We've had folks say, well, I can't believe that, that's a right thing to do. It's so early, at 8 years old or 10 years old. And, we should just be able to tell them. There's been, I think 2020 even did a special on it where they sat up there, they played Eddie the Eagle from NRA to them. They touched the gun, or they looked, was told not to touch guns, they're bad. And then they placed one out on the playground and they grabbed the gun and started pointing it at each other. And you had your different types of children out there, the ones that wanted to tell on them, the ones that didn't want anything to do with it, and then the ones that grabbed it and played with it. So what we find out is what I said before is they have to come in and get the experience. They got to actually shoot guns to be safe. The people that have taken the time to educate their children would completely agree with that. So got our waivers printed. We're going to go set those out now. Going through the pro shop. Really cool new shoot house rock shirt. Kind of a play on the old schoolhouse rocks, but with shoot house rocks. We're a shoot house. Kind of cool. Let's go take a look and see what the jailers are doing. They're out here doing defensive tactics, and so they get the mats out. They get some striking mats out, and they work on their skills in being able to detain people in a proper manner.
My free foot, I'm just going to push up and roll to that side. Okay, and then we got the same thing. We swing those arms down. Escape.
So as you see, they're showing what happens if you get trapped underneath somebody and they're choking you, and they shows you how to break them down and get it back into control. So that's what they work on out there. About once a month. I believe they're at 73 officers, and so they'll rotate them. That's probably midnight shift. They just got off shift at 7. They're in here right now training, so it's kind of a really good way to do it. They're still on the clock, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is, and I had this conversation yesterday with someone, is law enforcement, and it's our job. It's the job of law enforcement. So, those that go above and beyond and train on their off time, most people don't have off time. Law enforcement doesn't pay well enough for you to just have one job and be cool. A lot of law enforcement officers have 2, maybe 3 jobs to make ends meet. And that's sad, because that doesn't leave much time for family. That doesn't leave much time for training. So essentially, when you hear somebody say, defund the police, that's the absolute incorrect thing to do. We need more funding. We need more officers to cover the road while other officers are training. And so, because we expect to be paid when we're training, it's part of our job. Now, when you get on SWAT or you do some extra stuff, then it's kind of the part of the culture that you train on your own too. However, it's always better if we can pay those people to do the necessary training for them to survive at their job. My opinion, but I think a lot of people would agree with that. I mean, you look at any job out there, and when would you want to train? Everybody that's a professional has to do, continuing education. And if you're doing the continuing education, when do you need to do that? Well, most people would agree that I would want to do that while I'm getting paid, or getting paid to do my training. So I think it's sometimes inappropriate to ask of people who get paid so poorly in the beginning to take personal time to better themselves. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I think they should get paid to train. Anyway, this is the first part of me trying to start working on doing a vlog. A little bit interesting for me. Hope you like it. Go down and smash the big thumbs up button if you like and you want to see more of this. We're going to try to do more of it, and I'm going to try to give you guys more of an inside look at what we do here at MTAC. Not everybody understands what force on force is. Not everybody understands what reality-based training is. Not everybody understands just what the heck we do here. So stay tuned. We're going to give you a lot more here in the near future. So hope you like it.